Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody who is returning to my channel or somebody brand new, it is greatly appreciated. As always, apologies for the average quality, and if I stumble over my words going forwards, I apologise in advance. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who watched my previous video, left a like, left a comment. It's very nice to see, and quite a few people have said that they don't mind my rambling style. So you're in luck, because there's probably going to be a lot more of it over the coming weeks, because yes, we are now in May, and this year's Eurovision Song Contest in Tel Aviv in Israel is nearly upon us. Just 13 days to go, I think, until that first semi-final. Today I'm going to be making the video that I said I was going to make in my previous video, and that is talking about the dark horses for this year's competition. And what I mean by a dark horse is a country and a song that not a lot of people are talking about, but an entry that will probably do a lot better than we all think. Now, I have the list of countries on my notice board in front of me, and also on the internet page in front of me, and I'm just making this video on a bit of a whim. I haven't really planned what I'm going to say at all, but I'm going to run with it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, of course. Now, I will say this: Albania. I'm not really going to be talking about Albania, because I think the general feeling is that Albania is a dark horse. What I want to talk about are those countries and those songs that fewer people are talking about, that not a lot of people are saying could be a dark horse. So I'm just going to get straight into it. Let me know what you think. I'm going to start with countries from semi-final 1, just because it makes sense to start there. I'm going to begin with Slovenia. Slovenia, I think a lot of people believe, is the dark horse of the year. It's song number 5 in semi-final 1, Zalakrauj and Gaspar Santel with Sebi. Let's take a look at the positives and negatives. Pro number 1, it's in Slovenian, or Slovene. That's a plus as far as I'm concerned. This is a very striking song in the sense that it's not a flashy entry. It's very low key, it is contemporary, there's a hypnotic quality to it. I think the two of them work very well together. She has a great voice, and it is quite a captivating performance overall. I have read that the staging will be very similar in Tel Aviv to how it was in the Slovenian national final. Now, I wasn't such a huge fan of the staging before, but I suppose it makes sense to keep it as it is. The guy doesn't really offer much. The emphasis is on her. I wasn't such a big fan of this song at first, but I'm starting to like it more and more. I'm starting to appreciate it more for what it is. And whereas a few weeks ago I wasn't so sure if it was a qualifier, I now think it's a definite qualifier from the first semi-final, and I think it's about the 14th or 15th favourite to win. So, if you fancy placing a bet and want to go for a dark horse, Slovenia might be the country to go for. The reason why I'm talking about Slovenia is because it's really coming up on the rails. More and more people are talking about this song. More and more people seem to be really enjoying it. And we have to remember that when this song was announced as the winner of the Slovenian national final, a lot of people were disappointed. They wanted Raven. But instead, this is the song we've ended up with. And even before Eurovision, I think it's probably the right choice that the Slovenian public made. Now, Slovenia's best result in Eurovision history, I think, is about 7th or 8th place. I don't think this song will finish in the top 10. But it could be Slovenia's best result for a long time. Let me know what you think. It is a bit of a dark horse. It will stand out from the pack, definitely. And if it qualifies and gets a good place in the running order in the grand final, who knows what might happen. The next country, Belgium. Now this is a dark horse, and it could go either way. Belgium might completely flop, or they might do a lot better than we all expect. Now, Belgium, of course, did very well in 2015, finishing 4th. Finished in the top 10 in 2016, 4th again in 2017, and last year, who knows what might have happened if the staging had been a bit better. Senec failed to qualify. Belgium was my favourite entry last year, and you can go back and watch my live reaction to the semi-final result and see how devastated I was that Belgium missed out. This year, song 10 in the first semi-final, Elliot, young male singer, very promising singer. Let's take a look at the pros and cons. Pro, it's a very safe entry. There's nothing flashy about it. It's fairly average, but that's no bad thing. Cons, his live vocals. I have heard this performance, I've heard this song performed live a few times now, and I have not been impressed. He is young, so we have to cut him some slack, but his live vocals aren't the best, and they need to be better in Tel Aviv, there's no doubt about it. Let's not forget that what you hear in the rehearsal footage, what you hear in the arena, is not what you hear on your television screens. What you hear on the TV is a more polished sound. So he will, I'm sure, sound better when we watch him on TV a few weeks from now. The potential for good staging is there. It's a very jury-friendly song, I think. The verses are very promising. There's this ominous beat. There's an urgency to it. The chorus just feels a bit out of place. It slows the whole song down, and it's as if the chorus has been copied and pasted from another song altogether. That's how it feels to me anyway. Let me know what you think. Sometimes I listen to this Belgian song and I think it's not going to qualify. The public will just not vote for it in big numbers. And then I listen to it and I think, actually, this will qualify and it will get a very respectable result in the grand final because the juries might absolutely love it. It's very hard to predict. Let me know what you think. I do think Belgium will qualify, but who knows? The other country, the only other country I'm going to talk about from semi-final 1, it's song 12, it's Australia. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I cannot believe, and I really cannot believe, more people don't like this song. I think the operatic element of this entry has put a lot of people off. However, last year, Estonia finished in the top 10 and did finish in the top 10 of the public vote as well. And that was definitely, overall, more operatic than this Australian song. This Australian entry, Zero Gravity, it's a pop song. And it's not a joke entry. It's quite a serious entry. And I've said it before, Kate Miller-Heidke is a very established, successful musician in her homeland. She's had a very successful career. Some of her other songs are very good indeed. Not all of them sound like Zero Gravity, that's for sure. I think the staging in the Australian national final made the whole song look like a bit of a joke, with the big dress and the person swinging about on a pole behind her. I'm not sure all of that was necessary. And she did say some weeks ago that the staging in Tel Aviv will be more toned down. That's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. The emphasis needs to be on her voice, because her voice is absolutely amazing. She's one of the best singers this year, no doubt about it. People wanted Australia to take a risk. They have done. And now a lot of people are unhappy about it. It's really strange. Eurovision fans can be very fickle. I'm one of them. when I first heard this song way back in January, I immediately liked it. It immediately grabbed my attention. I immediately wanted it to win the Australian national final. I was pleasantly surprised when Kate did win. And now it's my favourite entry of this year's competition. Let me know if you enjoy the Australian song too, so I don't feel so alone. But the Australian song is very good. It's artistic, it's different, it's a breath of fresh air. I say that a lot, but it definitely is. It's going to stand out so much. It could be one of the performances of the year. The atmosphere could be amazing, particularly when the song builds up to that high note towards the end. Why is it a dark horse? Because it could really do a lot better than we all think. Now, some people are saying Australia won't qualify. I think they will, because Australia has never not qualified. She's too good a singer to be knocked out early. And the juries, who knows what they'll think about this? If they are judging it neutrally, then they should listen to this song, watch the performance and say, you know what? This is something very unique and different. It stands out. She's a great singer. I'll maybe give it a few points. I definitely think Kate will do better with the jury than the public. The public should not be dismissing this entry. They shouldn't be giving it, less than 10 points. That would be a travesty in my opinion. If Australia qualifies, you've got to be looking at about 6th or 7th place overall. And then in the grand final, who knows? Who knows? Could Australia sneak into that top 10? It's not unrealistic. It could happen. Australia could do a lot better than a lot of people think. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's a fantastic song. It's going to be great live. It's going to stand out. It's going to be superb. I just hope it's not underrated. You're telling me San Marino could qualify ahead of Australia? I would be very disappointed. Not that I've got anything against the San Marino entry, but there's no way it should be qualifying ahead of Australia, in my opinion. So moving on to semi-final 2. Well, the first country I'm going to mention is Denmark. Oh yes, Denmark, I know. Song 7 in the second semi-final, Love is Forever by Leonora. The staging's going to stay the same with that big chair. And the only thing I don't really like about this entry is the fact that you've got a lot of other languages towards the end of this song, and they just sort of pile up on top of each other. I'm not really sure the other languages need to be there myself, but anyway, that's a minor quibble. This song is cute, charming, twee, whatever word you want to use. It is a very charming entry, and people will enjoy that quality of the song. They really will. There is a fine line between cute and too cute. Cute and sickly sweet, if you see what I mean. Now, I think back to Austria 2016. The juries didn't like that song at all, but the public really did like Loin d'ici, and Austria finished about 12th or 13th overall in the 2016 contest. Could the same thing happen this year with Denmark? Possibly. It's really not that bad a song. Yes, the lyrics maybe aren't that amazing. Yes, maybe it is a bit childish. But it's a harmless song. It's not that bad. It's not a poor song. I can understand completely that it would be very irritating to a lot of people, but it's in my personal top 10. And if Denmark qualifies, none of us can be surprised. None of us. The juries might absolutely love it in comparison to Austria 2016. Who knows? Who knows? We'll soon find out. I mean, I've written 2 Junior Eurovision-esque on my notes. It is definitely a Junior Eurovision type song. Juries may love it. They really might. The public, I don't know. Like I said, there is a fine line between cute and too cute. Too saccharine, if you see what I mean. But the Danish song definitely could do better than we all think. And that's why I'm classifying it as a dark horse. It's going to stand out because it's just so sort of happy-go-lucky. The next dark horse, I'm really waffling already. This is not good. I could mention Malta. Because I think a lot of people are sleeping on Malta. It could be this year's Cyprus. Malta blowing everybody away after the first rehearsal. Michaela could be sensational. The staging could be amazing. Visually it could be incredible. Who knows? We'll wait and see. But I think Malta could do very well indeed this year. Top 10, top 5? We'll see. The other dark horse of this year's competition, because there is one more, I'm going to go with Lithuania. Now, the only reason I'm mentioning Lithuania as a dark horse is because of that diaspora vote. The UK public, I almost guarantee it, will give Lithuania 12 points. The Irish public, I almost guarantee it, will give Lithuania 12 points. That's 24 points already in the bag. That's not enough to qualify. But you've got Latvia voting. That's maybe another 12 points. Next door neighbours, of course. You've got Russia voting. You've got, well, you haven't really got any other neighbours for Lithuania in the second semi-final. But I always think back to 2013. Lithuania crept in as a bit of a surprise qualifier. And they might do it again this year, you know. They might just sneak in. If there's going to be a surprise qualifier from the second semi-final, I think it might well be Yuri Veklenko. So that is why I am including Lithuania as a potential dark horse. I don't think he'll qualify, but you never know. It could be very close, a lot closer than we all think. I could mention Austria. Juries might love it. It's a very simplistic entry, but the juries might really appreciate it in comparison to the public, who might use it as a toilet break, in all honesty. Yeah, this was a very slipshod sort of video. I do apologise, but let me know your thoughts. So what countries have I mentioned? Slovenia, definitely going to be in the final as far as I'm concerned. Could be Slovenia's best result in years. Belgium, I do think Elliot will qualify. And let's not forget, 2 years ago, everybody criticised Blanche after her first rehearsal. She still went on to finish 4th and did very well in the public vote. This song, not as good as City Lights, but it might still do better than we all think. Australia, who knows? Who knows? I mean, it really could be the surprise package of the year. And then I'll see people on Twitter saying, I can't believe Australia finished so high up. What an outrage. And I'll be sitting here thinking, I'm not surprised. And neither should you be. Denmark, well, if Denmark qualify, not a shock. Really not a shock. Austria, I don't think Austria will qualify, but you never know. Same with Lithuania. And that's it, isn't it? I don't think I mentioned any other country. Yeah, that's it. What a rambling video this was. I did say it would be, so you have you have yet another rambling video to enjoy. And there'll be more to come, because I'll be making plenty of videos over the next week or so, the next 2 weeks, talking about Eurovision. I will have to come up with a schedule as to when I'm going to film and upload them, but more videos are coming, and I will, all being well, be filming my live reaction to the first semi-final results, the second semi-final results, and something I maybe will do this year in comparison to last year is reacting to the public votes as they're announced in the grand final. So if you want to see that, let me know. That's all I've got to say. I really should structure these videos a bit better because I just ramble for England. But let me know what you think about the dark horses of this year's competition. Will Australia be the surprise package? Will it be Slovenia? Who knows? I might be making a video in a couple of days talking about the borderline qualifiers. If there's a specific country that you want me to talk about, let me know. I'll see if I can do that. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Greatly appreciated. And bye for now.